There's a worldwide protest today about Lyme disease. It's something you can catch if you're bitten by a tick, and it causes extreme nerve pain, aching muscles, joints and fatigue. Today's protest is to raise awareness of the fact that it can often be misdiagnosed. Sufferers and their families from across the UK are taking part in the protest. They've all travelled to the Department of Health in London, including Adelle Huckins from Teesside.
It's a tick-borne infection, but it causes lots of neurological problems. So you can get things like muscle twitches, brain fog, confusion, chronic fatigue, migraines. It can migrate across the entire body.
How long have you had it for then?
I was bitten when I was 11 in Germany, so I've had it over 20 years.
Oh my goodness.
But it's very common in the UK too, which is it's very misunderstood over here.
The protest that's happening today is to raise awareness of it.
Yes.
And the fact that there's just seems to be so little help out there. How did you get a diagnosis? Was that tricky?
Yeah, it's very tricky to get a diagnosis. I mean, I went through the NHS to start with, but their tests state that, they miss over 50% of the cases. It's no better than a coin flip, really. We had to search out for private clinics and private treatment, and 9 times out of 10 this means going abroad, either to America or German clinics to get tested.
So you had to go abroad and get private help?
Yes. At the moment it's for me and my daughter, but we actually go to a clinic in Germany, and that's all they deal with. They specialise in tick-borne infections. But the UK won't accept outsourced diagnosis to testing. So that's basically what we're fighting for: better testing, better treatment, research, and to be taken a bit more seriously than we are at the moment.
And there's quite a lot of people in the UK who have it.
Yeah. It's underdiagnosed, a lot undiagnosed, because it takes the form of chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, MS, ME. These people can actually be falling through the net and they don't get picked up.
Does it make life incredibly difficult for you? Do you have days when you're all right and then days when you're really not?
Yes, it's very migrating, but thankfully today I'm not too bad, so I was able to attend the protest. But you'll go through weeks of being fine, and then you can have days, weeks of being very unwell, and treatment's grueling as well. And that's hard for people to swallow, because you become very ill before you get better. So, yeah.
And do you think you got it from a tick originally?
I remember the bite, although the bullseye rash doesn't always need to be present. I was one of the lucky ones, so I can actually pinpoint back to being 11. But it's a bullseye rash, swollen part of my leg, and and that's what's caused many years of health problems.
Gosh. And you can get it, from maybe a pet, or going for a walk in the forest, or
walking. You can get them from your dogs can get tick bites. It's from sheep and deer ticks. It's just be careful when you're out in the countryside. Make sure you tuck your trousers into your socks. Check yourself, shower down after you've been walking. And
you can see them, can you, the ticks? They're big enough to see?
It depends. They can be very, very tiny, so it is easy to miss. So they can also fall into the hairlines of children, so it's always important to check children. They can be very, very tiny, so they're very easy to miss.
Oh, nasty things. But you're protesting today, and it seems like it's going all right. You've been handing out lots of leaflets.
Yes, it's going really well, actually. There's quite a lot of supporters turned up, a lot of people asking questions, because people have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue. So we're just handing out leaflets, raising awareness, trying to get the word out there a bit more.
Well, the Department of Health says that the issue is dealt with by the Public Health England, and we are waiting for a statement from them. But that was Adelle Huckins from Teesside speaking to me earlier.
It's just gone 5:20. Let's have a look at some more of today's news.